And I can see you at the bottom of the screen, yeah?
I know you can.
Hi, guys. Welcome to... Oh, it's not Grumpy Old Reds tonight. We happy old Reds? We are happy old Reds. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're still smiling after last night's victory as Forest slapped Porto up 2-0 and cost them their first defeat of the season and basically guaranteed us to go through to the next phase of Europa. Am I going too far? Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. As always, make sure you check out the sponsors, OK Jerseys, where you can grab your tops 15 quid. And there's kid sizes in there now as well. But do go one up. All right, let's get into it. We got loads to talk about. And as a special treat, we've rehired Rob as well. Loads of people thought you quit Rob, by the way.
No, I go on holiday for a week and it's the end of the world.
Oh, apparently he'd quit the other day. Someone said.
Yeah, our viewing figures doubled, I think.
Yeah, well, I did notice a few sly digs. I still watch the content, you know. Been taking notes.
Mate, pretty sad on holiday watching. All right, let's kick this off. Let's kick off with Ben.
Taking notes. I mean,
he probably did take notes, didn't he? Go on, Ben. What are you saying about yesterday, man? Stone Cold Sean Austin's debut, 2-0 victory. Forest get 3 points. Does the season begin now?
I mean, the season began for me during the PR spin around the new management. And after last night, I am 110% sold, and will be glad to know. I thought it was fantastic. Look, there's a few points I want to make. First of all, Porto, undefeated in 11 games. Porto are a fantastic team. Very, very, very good team. So for Sean Dyche to come in and first game get a manager bounce and to beat Porto like that. I know we didn't score any goals in open play, but they didn't look like scoring. It was a really, really good result. And I've got a lot more confidence now going into the rest of the competition. I think the thing he's done is he's changed the psychology. And I don't know how many of you saw the player interviews later on after the match had finished, but people like Morgan Gibbs-White said, you know, I can breathe now. So clearly they were not happy under Ange. Sean Dyche has come in. He's had maybe 1 or 2 training sessions. He's completely changed the psychology of the team. They're all happy again. They look like they want to play football. I thought overall it was a really good performance. And there was a few things which I could see instantly, which are completely different from Ange ball. So whenever the ball came into a dangerous area within our box, our players would absolutely leather the ball up the pitch. Instead of trying to pass around and risk making mistakes, they would just leather the ball up the pitch. What they did straight after that is the whole team pushed out, so that although they knew Porto would overturn the ball, it didn't matter because it was back in midfield. The game was back in midfield. The risk was no longer around our box. And we've said so many times on this stream under Ange that the ball goes to the edge of the box and they end up scoring. I don't think that's going to happen with the Dyche team. So I thought that was a really, really interesting point. It also looked to me, maybe more so in the first half, but it looked like we were having more shots. Players were getting to a shooting position, shots go in. Callum Hudson-Odoi nearly scored. Anderson put one just over the bar. So again, there's loads of positives from that performance. And I think for me, and probably quite a lot of Forest fans, is that the confidence is right back at it. And before I let someone else speak, I just wanted to say as well that some players like Douglas Luiz and Nico Williams they're just fantastic. So I say up the Dyche and game on. I'm feeling confident now. I think we're going to win the Europa League.
You were doing so well, bro. You're doing so. I kind of think we will as well. Chat, who do we want in next? I mean, Rob's
it's gotta be Rob. He's got a lot to say. He's got a lot to say.
Go on then, Rob.
Rob. I've not been on since Dyche was appointed.
Time.
And whose fault is that?
Well, all right. I've not been on since Dyche was appointed, and actually, I was the first one to utter his name immediately after the Midgetland defeat, and I got some pelters for that. As far as I'm concerned, the appointment itself makes eminent sense. I mean, we were letting in 3 goals a game, so you need someone who will put a stop to that, and he did. first clean sheet since April is something to really, really celebrate. I don't want to say build on. That's a bit of a cliche. So while I agree that the appointment of Sean Dyche, the name is not one that gets you out of your seat. He may not be the one, but he's definitely the one for now. Whether it turns out to be the future of the club and he reaches new heights with this squad, we're yet to see, or whether it turns out to be a transitional appointment, but I think it's a good appointment. The team was organised. We looked strong. We got the ball forward quickly. The two-man midfield worked well. First time I've seen what looks like almost a full game from Douglas Luiz, and I'm sold on him now. He was outstanding.
Finally.
Touched the ball, yeah. Anderson is going to utter one word of caution. There were a couple of times to me where Anderson was getting a shades of the Gibbs-White, where he was being a bit over-elaborate, and he did turn the ball over a couple of times. You don't have to do it all yourself, mate. You've got great players around you. The thing that really shone for me is that Dyche seems to be a lucky manager, right? I said, right, damn it. First, right. What annoyed me about Postecoglou is that he was just so goddamn unlucky. Now, when was the last time that we benefited from 3 crucial VARs in the same game? I mean, we only needed 2, but we got 3, both the penalties and the goal disallowed. And I think that's good. You want a lucky manager.
Point of order, Rob. The ref gave the first penalty.
Yeah.
VAR didn't.
Okay, but 3 positive
so the ref
VARs.
gave it. So we didn't get a lucky VAR. They just didn't interfere.
No, but I take you back to the game we had against Dyche, against Everton, when Nuno was in charge, and we had those 3 VARs against us, which caused the tweet.
Which certainly did.
But anyway, I just wanted to finish by saying the highlight for me was seeing Ian Wone on the touchline getting his first yellow card at the City Ground for 30 years. And every time, the ball cut to him, I feel like a lot has been made about the heritage of the management team, but it does mean something, because you see him and Stoney looking at his clipboard. It's people that care. It's people that care in the dugout, and that means something. So I'm very positive now after last night.
There's someone else who sent me a WhatsApp the other day. It was like, bro, they got me. Who do you think sent me that WhatsApp? It wasn't that.
No, not me.
Shut up, man. It was you, man. Did they get you?
No.
Did they get you?
No. That's not what I said.
That's not what you said. I paraphrased it.
Soften a little.
You misrepresented it. You misrepresented.
Can I read it out?
Yeah, read it out. Go on.
Okay, let me just find it.
My God, I've changed my mind. I love Sean Dyche. I think he's going to win everything for us.
My words.
He said, by the way, I can't be dealing with Ant anymore. Oh, no, that's the wrong message. He goes, not going to lie.
It was about Stoney and Woney, not about Dyche. It was about Stoney and Woney. I remember.
Not going to lie. I had a real sense of nostalgia seeing Stone and Wone back.
Yeah, that's true. That doesn't mean I want Dyche.
All right. That's all right. That's not self-supporting them. That's just saying nostalgia.
Yeah, and exactly. And it's true. It is nice to see them. And back up what Rob's just said there. But that can wear off, And I think Dyche said it very well in his through his croaky voice in his post-match. He said, it'll eventually wear off. The novelty will wear off if the results don't back it up. So all I can say, honestly, a much more balanced performance yesterday. Rather than getting a tale of 2 halves, which we've had through a lot of this season. We've had positive first halves and just totally dropped off second half. It was more of a tale of 2 VARs, and I'll agree with what Ant said. The first one was already given by the referee. We just got the benefit of seeing the replay, but the 2 VAR decisions going in our favour at key times during the game as well really helped. I was thinking back, and I've said this before. I think one of our most professional performances last season was that 2-0 away win to Brentford at a time when they hadn't lost a game at home. They were flying high. They were scoring early goals, and we went there, shut them up, and got a 2-0. Came away with a 2-0 win. Yesterday was just as comfortable for me. So the goals came at the right time. I did feel after we scored our first goal, we gave them a bit more possession, but they had possession in places where they weren't harming us. So I thought the way we managed that game yesterday from start to finish was really good, and it's something that we haven't seen for a while. Certainly not since not under Ange at all. But so there's lots of positives to take from it. I thought there was some key performances, like the guys have already mentioned. Douglas Luiz is a Rolls Royce. He is the glue that links all this together. You take him out of that team, you don't have that same sort of performance. And if you look at his heat map, as I said, I didn't say he's a CDM, but I said of the two central midfielders, he will be the more defensive. And if you look at his heat map from yesterday, he certainly was that, which did give Anderson more license. And I saw much more of a balanced performance from Ando as well, because he does seem to go missing at times in the second half after a powerful first half performance where he's everywhere. Where you look up, he's got the ball. Really, like I say, really balanced performance, despite having to switch out the back four halfway through. Savona came in. I felt we did well. I felt defensively he was good. His penalty was definitely a penalty. I've even heard Forest fans saying he went over easy. I'm sorry, if you look at the angle from behind, from the referee's angle, that second contact hits him knee to knee. That's going to bring you down. And at the angle he was going at, he was right to go down. So it wasn't a dive at all. He deserved that penalty. And being in that position obviously got us that second goal. And again, like I said, at key time. What I didn't like, and he got away with it, is penalty taker being switched out. Sorry, not when you're 1-0 up. You don't do that when you're 1-0 up. We got away with it yesterday. But I would say, actually, going forward, Douglas Luiz should be a penalty taker. So don't think it needs to be a contest. But I wouldn't have them switching out the penalty taker when we're only 1-0 up. So that was something we got away with. I'm not sure Dyche would have been happy with that either. But overall, like I said, really positive performance. I think Cho's coming back to some of his best. He was very unlucky, especially with the one that took the deflection and looped over. He could have got a goal or two yesterday. So really positive performances yesterday from a lot of players. And I'm seeing a shape that we can say is an identity. Forest haven't had an identity this season. We need one. And I think bringing in this old school manager with his style of play may just work for us and may just be the kind of appointment that we actually needed, despite many of us being against him being announced as a Forest manager. I think it's a good start. It can only get better. I did say if he gets me a result out of this Porto game, I might be more on board. And he gave me more than that. 3 points against a team that had kept 9 clean sheets out of 11 this season. You know, that was a fantastic performance. And like I'll go back and say it was one of the most professional performances I've seen from a Forest team since last season. So onwards and upwards. I'm on board. I guess I'm on board. And over to you, mate. And that's
Brad to Ant. And there's a lot of requests for me and you. Wait, what do you want?
Yeah, I've seen them. I was going to address that.
Oh, I was going to say there's a lot of requests for me and you to apologize.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't worry, I'm going to address it. I mean, you address it for yourself first if you want, and then I'll address it from my perspective.
No, you can go. You can go. Before you go,
who's responsible for bringing up the comments tonight, by the way?
Huh?
Yeah, Crypto. Can you just? Oh, he's on the phone. All right. No worries, mate. Yeah, no worries. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Let me just catch up. Just a couple of super chats. Big up. Oh, his mouse battery's died. Big up to Stoney. Happy 3-year anniversary, bro. Big up to you. I swear you have like 3-year anniversaries every 2 weeks on this channel, man. But shout out to you. Big up to Jay. He says, give us a Dyche impression, Rob. Go on, Rob.
I think it was a very good idea to switch the penalty takers.
I do actually agree with that. I do.
Now I've got the mic just for 2 seconds. That's why England didn't get to the World Cup final, because Harry Kane took 2 penalties in the same game. The problem is, after Gibbs-White takes that first one, he's then in mind. If he has to take the second, he's in mind games with the goalkeeper about, do I go the same way or do I switch to an unfamiliar side? So just put a different player. And then you've got a fresh. What
if Jesus had missed? You lot would have been lambasting the decision. So
They would be saying he already scored one. His confidence was up. He should have taken the second one.
Yeah.
You know it, Rob.
Yeah, but he didn't miss.
I'm not blaming you,
but he didn't miss.
Let's at least be genuine.
That's the same. What if Forest had lost yesterday?
No. But would you do that? Honestly, at 1-0 up, it was a bad decision. It got away with it. Like
glad.
I said,
I was actually glad they changed because I don't trust Morgan Gibbs-White on penalties.
That's
like
the
I said, I would
reason
have
why.
Douglas Luiz. Like I said, I'd have Douglas Luiz on him anyway. So
I hear it on Douglas Luiz. Yeah. Okay. Big up to I don't know. I can't tell what the usernames are. YouTube done their stupid thing again.
Oh, they've sent it back again, have they?
Yeah, they're so stupid, man. Happy 12 months anniversary to you. Shout out to you, AD Butty 444. Tell me who you are in the chat. I'll know you just by your normal name. Stephen with the 31 months. Shout out to you. Big up to my number one troller, Nikki, with the 27 months. And shout out to Matt with the 25 months. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get comfortable because apparently Ant needs to apologize. Go on, Ant.
Yeah, well, that's not happening, is it? What on earth do I have to apologize for? What on earth do I have to apologize for? Because we've won a game. That makes Sean Dyche the ideal manager, does it? Come on, lads. Come on, boot and lasses. It's not just the lads that are to blame for this. Right, I'm going to bring it down to earth a little bit. Not massively, but a little bit. Last night was wonderful. Really enjoyed it. Fantastic. Forest have got some really, really good football players. But I have to say, in my opinion, Forest were being destroyed by Ange Postecoglou. Before Ange Postecoglou arrived, and certainly after our new incomings, we have a very, very, very good squad, in my opinion. I mean, that midfield is one of the best midfields in the country. Douglas Luiz, Elliot Anderson, and for some they will say Morgan Gibbs-White. For me, that's a little bit of a weak link, but let's face it, England international, well revered throughout the country. So that midfield is excellent. Our defence, once Zinchenko had gone off, and I'll say to you guys right now, I was relieved when he went off. In fact, after about 30 seconds, he headed the ball to one of their players, and I turned to my brother and said, well, that's not doing me any bloody good, is it? So I was quite, he wasn't great.
Are you prepared to put your hand up on him? I'm not asking for an apology. I'm just saying, are you ready to?
No, because I've always said he's a very poor defender. I have always said that. So when you're playing him in a defensive position, he's not the man. So I was glad when and I like Savona, by the way. I like the look of that lad. And I like the look of Jai Cunha as well when he plays. So we're okay. But basically what I'm trying to say is that all we need to do is have a decent back four, which we know we've got. We've got a great midfield. And then we've got what we've got up front. So the manager that's come in, all he had to do was undo what Postecoglou had done. He didn't need to do anything special. There was nothing special about the tactics last night. It was just a normal game of football, and the tactics were normal. There's nothing special. It just wasn't Ange Postecoglou. So therefore, the players themselves are capable of pulling out performances like that. We know that. Should have always been midfield, correct. However, he did get the result, and I'm very, very pleased. That doesn't mean I'm going to change my mind about him being the right manager for us. I still think that if we've got aspirations of being more, no, I'm not a voice of doom, I'm a voice of reality. If we've got aspirations of being more than a mid-table, lower half team, we need, in my opinion, a better manager. But that's just my opinion, and Sean Dyche has got every opportunity in the world to prove me wrong. It's in his court. I'm not going to say I want Sean Dyche out. What I'm saying is I don't believe that he's the right manager for us going forward. Right now, any manager would have done better than Postecoglou. Okay? So far, so good. We're going to Bournemouth on Saturday. Let's hope we can get a win there. And then I'll get a little bit more. This is looking good. Yeah, shut up, you muppet. That doesn't really address what you feel that I'm saying wrong, does it?
And also, you're telling him
if you
to
come
shut
back
up
and say, no, actually, I think this, then we can have a discussion. I've tried to teach you lot before. You're very childish.
Teach crypto.
Never hear me calling anybody names. You do it, Rob?
No, we don't call each other names.
Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is last night was a great performance. The team looked good. I was very happy. We've got Hutchinson to come back in if we need him. So we've got another potentially attacking star there. Igor Jesus is everything I'd hoped he'd be.
Ben.
And now people have said to me, "Are you going to bet 5 goals?" I want to see him score goals. I want to see him in the box, turn on the ball, put it in the back of the net like a striker. When I see that, he's got everything. At the moment, his hold-up play is brilliant. His little layoffs, brilliant. His effort, his energy, love it all. I'm going to start him on Saturday, okay? But I still don't necessarily think yet that he's proven that he's a goal scorer. I know he scored in the Europa League. That's not the Premier League. Let's be
Three
right.
times. 3 times.
3 times what?
In the Europa
He
League.
scored in Europa League.
Yeah, in the Europa
scorer.
League. I've just said that's not the Premier League. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah,
Hey,
it's
if
the
he scores
Europa
on
League.
Saturday, brilliant. So I'm very happy at the moment because I know we've got the squad. It was just the manager. And I think that Dyche as a holder, as a placeholder, Dyche is perfect. Sorry, it's Sunday, is it? It's a good job I didn't go down to Bournemouth on Saturday.
Let me jump in on this. Let me jump in on this because there's some retarded comments because people just chat shit all the time. But I did mention in the last show that is maybe with the style of football going the way it's going in the Premier League, old school, long balls, long throw-ins, pressuring high up the field, that this was the right type of manager to bring in.
They copied Nuno.
Right? Yeah.
Because we had a successful season last season. They're all copying it.
And this is what's going to suit Dyche, the way he wants to play. And we did see a lot more, I would say, professionalism yesterday, seeing out the game management, not making unnecessary substitutions. They made 3 substitutions very early in the second half. He didn't react by changing everything. It was going well. And you got to give minutes in these legs. And I just touched on Douglas Luiz. He got about 86 minutes yesterday, which was really promising. And like I said, he's the glue that holds this team together. That partnership between him and Anderson. Yeah, I mean, like Andrew just touched on, we talk about top players. Those two would get in any midfield in the Premier League, any midfield, the two of them. So we've got 2 of the best, literally got 2 of the best midfielders in the country sat in our midfield. And if we can't make that work, then, we don't deserve any better. But I felt we won the midfield battle yesterday because of how well them 2 worked off each other. And I thought it was one of MG Dub's best performances as well this season. He had a lot. He took on the mantle of the captaincy yesterday, and I felt he put on a real performance. And it's all positive. It just annoys me that these are the same players. And I think Crypto touched on his opening dialogue about what MG Dub said. MG Dub, you can't take anything he says with more than a pinch of salt, because he was the one saying about Ange's tactics working. We're practicing behind the scenes. They'll say all the. You can't take them on any face value for what they say. They'll go with.
And sorry to interject on that. I also think I'm not saying Ben did it, but been taken out of context. I think he's talking about being able to breathe, as in the pressure has been relieved because we got a win.
Yes, I agree with that. I don't
think he's calling out the manager or anything like that. I think he's just saying, right, we can breathe now. We've got that win out of the way.
You're right.
That monkey's off the back. We can just get on with normal stuff. No one was saying to us this time last season when you're going to get your first win and everything. Right, it's done. Yeah. We can breathe and we can get on.
I think he was firing shots at Ange. I don't
think he was, man.
I
if he was
don't
going to fire shots at
Ange,
he could have done it like bare times before.
Can I just come back to what Ange
professional? I wouldn't be surprised at all. If
I hadn't actually finished saying anything.
After you, Ez.
When he was gone.
Go on, Ez.
You don't lose.
I interrupted Ez. Go on, Ez.
I can't. So basically, yeah, like I say, there was lots of positives from yesterday, but let's not get too carried away. If he can't make these players work, this midfield, like I said, that's what I was talking about. But yeah, the 2 midfielders, we've got 2 of the best midfielders in the Premier League that will get in almost any team in this land, and he's got to make that work. So I want to see some consistency. I know there is that. Every player gets a clean slate, but too much chopping and changing is what did for Ange, apart from obviously he's got no tactics. But I don't want to see players being brought in and out every couple of games. If they can play 2 games in a week, They should be able to play 2 games in the week, and keeping that consistency, especially down the spine of a team, is going to be key, because you're not going to be switching out Murillo and Milenkovic at any stage, would you? So I would treat Anderson and Douglas Luiz in the same way. Try and play them for the majority of your games, because that is the best way forward for Forest. They are the key, they are the engine to this team, and I think if you can get them to building up a partnership, we can do a lot better than just finishing top 15 like I suggested in the last stream. But sorry, jump in, Rob.
Can I just add to that? Wolfie was on with Sava earlier on, and Tottenham are 2 points off the top of the league. And when Wolf, I have to keep getting your name right. When Wolfie kept asking, when Wolfie asked Sava, like, who would you take from Forest? It was virtually our entire, forward line and our entire midfield.
Minus Kudos, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that number 8s are a lot better.
Yeah, everyone minus the right winger because they got Kudos.
Yeah. Kudos was the only one that both Wolfie and Sava thought could get into our squad or our team or whatever.
Yeah, I would say
we even talk about the likes of Milenkovic and Murillo and Williams. You know,
I would say like I'd bring Paulinho into the Forest squad, but I don't think that's time.
I think that's the thing. I mean, Paulinho's going to bring on when Douglas Luiz gets tired, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, perfect. But I think Kulusevski as well. He stands a chance. I think he's really
he's absolutely right now. Yeah.
I know.
Let's bring Rob. Looks like he's going to burst say something, but there is a poll in the chat. Should Wolfie and Ant apologize?
I need
yes,
to know
both of them should. Only Ant should apologize. Only Wolfie should apologize. Or no opinions are like us, as everyone's got one. Get your votes in for a bit of fun. Sorry, Rob, go on.
So I did listen carefully to what Ant said, and I about 75% agree with him. I do see the nuance in what he's saying. I think that Postecoglou was the problem, and I just want to see us beat people that we should beat on paper, because we have got a really, really good set of players there, the strongest squad we've had in a generation. And, you know, any basic competent manager, we just want an average manager so that the players can perform. That said, I think we are possibly underselling what Dyche has done, in that Nuno's last game was a 3-0 home defeat. Undoing that trajectory of losing 7 out of 9 games with just 2 draws, letting in 3 goals a game, turning that around in one match is not something to be underestimated. That is still a big achievement to turn that ship around. Final point. I also like the look of
new manager bounce.
Yes, well, when did Postecoglou get his new manager bounce? His new manager bounce losing 3-0 at Arsenal.
You're one of these people that insists there's a new manager bounce. So
no, it doesn't exist now.
Agreeing with Ant. I also like the look of Savona, right? Or Savonia, as Darren Fletcher calls him over and over again.
Savonia.
Savona. We have to remember that he is.
I'd heard it. Yes, Cavonia.
He is a young player.
With clout.
He is a young player. He's only 22 years old. He's a similar age and a similar stage of his career to Nico Williams when we bought him. And Nico Williams has been given time, and he's become one of our best players. So I think that chance that given time, Savona will grow into a really strong right back for us. I'm just saying chance, and we shouldn't make decisions about a player like that based on what we've seen in 3 or 4 appearances. I massively prefer Zinchenko. He's a starter for me. I want to see more.
It goes back to what I was saying about
Savona, just so you guys know where his qualities lie. Do you know the best player he's good up against in defense? What type of best player?
Technical players.
Yes. He absolutely locked down, Rafa Leao at AC. He destroyed him. My thing with him is it's an aesthetics thing. He just looks a bit Dan Burney.
Yeah, but you don't like.
That's a little heightist. I hear it,
I
but
think he's got a
you don't
slightly
let me
better body shape than Dan Burn, though.
I know, but you
But you know what I mean.
aesthetically, you don't like
I do,
Mateta because he
yeah.
tucks his shirt in, you know. So aesthetically, it doesn't really matter what you think.
Bro,
But
Mateta needs
with
to untuck that
Savona,
shirt.
I'll go back to what I said about Morato. You know, if you're gonna just get a few minutes here and there, you're not gonna really build up any sort of partnership with the players that you're playing with. Hopefully now, and yeah, no. In fact, both me and Wolfie said this when Zinchenko came in, but we hope he gets injured. He's got injured now. Savona's got his chance.
I
He's
didn't
gonna
say
get-
that. You said that, bro. I never said that.
Yes, you did. I've got those.
I said I
receipts
hope
as
he
well, bro.
doesn't play.
Hey, listen,
But
I told you,
Savona
even
should
I was thinking, oh, he's injured. I hope he goes off.
Savona should get some minutes now, and he should.
Can we talk about this? Because
Can I
Nico,
finish?
Yeah, well, no, we're gonna do a whole Nico Williams section.
Can I
because
literally finish
All
the
down
feel
to you,
enough
Crypto.
art.
hell, man?
All
you've been
down to
talking
you.
for like 20 minutes, man.
Only because you keep interrupting, you prick.
Can I just say, Gunner in the chat, you've been banned because you're getting on my fucking tits.
Yeah,
You've
you know when I said
you've
to you,
really
like, who's
been
in
finessed
who's in
about
charge of
fucking time.
when I said who's in charge of the comments, I was going to
Derail.
say two things. One, can you even
Gunner's
look a bit
gone.
longer? 'Cause we were just-
You,
And
and
secondly,
you don't even know you've gone because I hid your comments, so you can still type away.
Crypto,
stupid
shut up
stupid little
because
messages
we're
in the
upsetting
fucking
Ed.
chat, but we can't
Who
see
is-
them.
All
No
right,
one
all right.
can see your
Why is
fucking
this
chat
suddenly
messages.
derailed? It was going so smooth.
I know.
You lot just can't do more than 30 minutes of smoothness, can you? Fuck.
I'm sure it's Rob, man. Rob brings the aggro.
I can do 30 minutes of smooth all by myself.
You know, Sean
Oh,
Dycheball.
yes, we
Sean
know that,
Dycheball.
mate.
Mate, Rob's
Anyway,
like,
there are
Rob's like
kids in there
Rob's
are
like
kids in the chat, as
Patrick
Jonathan has
Dyche.
pointed out. All right, you all got it out your
Right.
system.
Bring Ed back because he was rudely interrupted.
Diners, come back,
He was rudely interrupted by Gunner, the fucking prick.
baby, come back.
Stop!
All right, I can't remember what we're talking. Savona.
Savonia.
I mean, it's easy to talk about Savona.
Ooh.
Savona is 10 times the player Zinchenko will ever be. He looked way better than Zinchenko. Zinchenko now is, I can see Anne's about to flip off. Zinchenko
No.
now is okay. I'll talk about something else then. It's not interesting. I thought Savona looks good, man. I thought Savona looked good.
I think he looks better going forward. You know,
He is good going forward. He's excellent.
He's quite
going
good.
forward.
It just looks weird. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just said it looks weird, man. Because he's quite silky to win the penalty. Like there's a little, little.
Well, that's the other thing I was going
hip
to say about look, or whatever you want to call it with VAR. I was like, my seat last night was in the middle of the goal, towards the front of the upper stand, so perfect view of that penalty. And I could not believe that the referee didn't give it and then booked him. So I was not surprised. I wasn't sitting there thinking, oh, they VAR'd it. I was not surprised. And I said to Nathan, they're definitely going to overturn that decision. It's so obvious.
It's
there
just
you go.
there was no need for him to dive. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes
Yeah,
you
that's
get a
what I-
feeling
yeah,
about
that's
these. Oh, why did he need to go down there? There was no need for it at all.
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
That's the thing with it. But yeah, it was nice. It looked really weird.
Yeah,
but
I
it
think
was a good
I know it's early days, and I think Rob said you shouldn't judge people this early, and he's absolutely right. We're all guilty of that. But I think there's promise there with him. I really do.
Yeah.
And as I say, Cunha. I mean, in Brazil, they reckon Cunha is going to be the next Murillo.
I
they
said
reckon
Cunha
he'll be-
when we signed him. So most exciting of the
So
three.
we've got him to come back yet. So it's all looking promising, isn't it? Which is a far cry from how we felt a week ago.
Yeah,
I mean, a week ago, I was looking at my phone thinking, why have I got all these bloody tickets on my phone?
I just want to bring this up just so we can have a quick discussion on it, boys. Let me just bring my screen. Is that done for the night? Like, what we're saying is,
Yes.
Ez is gone. Ez has had enough.
I just want to have a look. Just talking about quote unquote Dycheball. So this is the average player position. We'll look at the heat maps in just a second. That's not Dycheball.
It is now.
No, but do you know what I'm saying? That's not what.
But maybe. I mean, that's not classic Dycheball, but maybe he's learned from past teams. And as people keep telling me, he now has a better squad. So I thought
Dyche has not learned in 30 years of football management. I don't think he's learned now. No, I think what it is
we
what
looked
I
good
alluded
yesterday, and they didn't look like they were going to score.
Yeah. But what I alluded to yesterday was was all you needed was a man, anybody but Postecoglou, and we would look better.
But let me come. Hang on a second.
Players, hang on. Once you put out the positions that the players are in, they're not stupid. They know how to play the game, or at least they pretty well should do.
And last GOR, you sat here and you said every time we lose under Ange, it's Ange's fault. Now Sean Dyche has won his first match. You're saying it's because of the players?
Yes, but I also said if we win against Porto, I'm not going to give it all to Dyche. I did say that.
Yep. How can you blame Ange?
I don't against it.
Let's put it another way.
Give him some credit. Give him some credit.
Can we just talk about the fucking match?
Let me respond to that. So, if it had lost last night, do you not think that all these Dyche supporters would have all said, well, what do you expect? He's only had 2 days. So you can't have it both ways. You can't say if you lose, he's not had time, but if you win, it's all down to his tactics.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, but you could tell there was a clear tactical difference in the game, and I think he came out and proved himself in the first game. I thought it was easy
with those players and those positions. It's easy to coach that side, isn't it? What's difficult?
So why was it not easy to
select the right team?
Because Postecoglou goes the other way.
He's going around in circles. All right, stop. Right. I just wanted to point out on this heat map, obviously Nico Williams looks out of position because he switched from left to right. So
yeah, he did,
take it with a pinch of salt. But Rob, just looking at that, what's interesting is the way he's anchored both Murillo and Milenkovic quite deep. And then I think it's showing like that on average, but there was a bit of a rotation with Douglas Luiz and at times Anderson. So they both, I'll show you on the heat map in just a minute. But in general, he really did block out the middle of that park, even with a two-man midfield. Obviously, ignore Nico Williams in a nice way.
Well,
in a nice way.
What I'm noticing from that is it looks like it's 3 Zinchenko.
3's Nico Williams.
Right, because it still looks like he's both fullbacks.
Think about it. Nico Williams started on the right and then went to the left. His average position will end up in the middle.
That still looks to me like fullbacks inverting into midfield, which is not what I was expecting to see.
It's not, man.
I know. I'm just looking at that's all right. Fine, you're moving it around now.
I'm not.
Anyway, well, it's not what I expected to see. It does seem to indicate that most of our best attacking play went through Hudson-Odoi, which was what the eye test said as well. But that says to me that Luiz and Anderson maybe looked good in midfield because they had plenty of support with Jesus dropping back, Nico Williams cutting in.
Jesus? I know I was there watching it.
19.
Yeah.
He was really.
Jesus is starting to look.
His holder play is amazing.
He's starting to look a bit like Chris Wood, isn't he?
That's what I said to you, lot, man. He's a younger Chris Wood with pace,
and he can hold. He can head
score goals. Though
his holder play is fantastic.
He's scored more than Chris Wood. So that was the thing. I think
not in the Premier League.
Here we go, the Premier League. Ed, let me just show you the heat maps because you were talking about Anderson and Luiz. I just want to show you what they did. I don't know if the chat, let me know if this is interesting or not. Otherwise, obviously, we'll move on. But I think these are fascinating to see. Luiz had 74 touches. You can see he kind of marshaled 2 areas. That area there in front of the box. And then when he was rotating with Anderson, he would push up and he was literally everywhere. And if you look at Anderson, 109 touches, more dominant around this left side. But again, was coming deep to protect. And when you overlay the 2 of them together, just really controlling that midfield.
But it does, like I say, it does back up what I was saying before when Douglas Luiz came in. I wasn't saying he was a CDM. I was saying of a pairing, of a pivot, he tends to be the one who plays slightly deeper, and you can see that on the heat map as well. But it also gives us a lot more control because he almost takes up a quarterback position. But like I said, that's the exciting thing for me, seeing that partnership building, and I need the consistency. I don't want a lot of players being switched out in this team, maybe just for wingers. I think, honestly, I would, obviously, you'd keep your back 4, back 5, including the goalkeeper, as solid as you can. But that middle pairing, we've got to play the majority of the games this season. I think you'd only really be switching out your wingers, really. But I agree. A few people have mentioned it about Callum Hudson-Odoi's performance yesterday. I thought it was really good. Yeah, I thought he was progressive with the ball. He was a threat. He was a threat, which he hasn't been for a long time. And he had he kind of led our attack. So also I will give a shout out to Ndoye. He does some things really, really well, but his final ball is appalling. But he ran the ball in the field.
And
he did some
Ndoye
very good things, yeah. He's got some lot of positivities. But I would be looking at switching out. Sorry, let me just finish my point. I'll just be looking out in general, not switching the whole team, but just maybe your wingers from game to game, because I think you got to keep a core of a team and you got to keep some consistency, which we haven't had this season at all. Every single game we've had a chopping and changing of the teams. I don't think we've had a steady a formation or starting lineup 2 games in a row this season, which is appalling.
Ez keeps taking dramatic pauses, and I never know when to start speaking. But I was going to say,
finish.
And have you finished now?
I have finished now.
Ndoye.
Get on with it.
You made me laugh now, man. That fucking Gunner guy still pissing me off. He's not even in the chat. Ndoye, he reminds me of, when we were saying...
How's he pissing you off then?
I can't stop thinking about him saying, you got finesse. Fuck off, Frederick. Ndoye, right? He reminds me a bit of Alanga when we used to say that he had no end product, because you can tell he wants to go down the wing and take people on, which is good because that's different from some of our other wingers. But I just hope Sean Dyche and some of the other coaches can hopefully coach that final end product from him, because I think he has got potential to be a good player, and he plays well for his international team. But like you say, I agree that with Forest so far this season, he's lacking that kind of either final cross or pass or that shot on goal. But there's definitely potential there. And don't forget, in the Premier League, we've still got players like Hutchinson and Bakwa, and I think it's exciting. I think it's an exciting time to be a Forest fan. So I'm going to say up the Sean Dyche again.
Well, this is the heat map, boys. So if you have a look at, let me just do them individually. You can see Callum Hudson-Odoi was operating a lot higher because he had Anderson here, which is going to give him the space to operate and have that freedom to go up, because Anderson will come in and cover the hole. When you look at Ndoye, what I'll say positive about him, I thought defensively he was better than he was in the final third. He was very good against some blocks in and around this area. I was just really disappointed with his crossing, because there was times yesterday where he was crossing unopposed and he was either playing it behind the line of the attack or just hitting the first man. And the crossing was really poor from him. But there's a couple of times he got himself open into positions and then just didn't make the most of it.
Yeah, I think there's promise there. I don't think it's not one play. It's not a player I've given up on. You know what I mean? I think there's promise there. He's certainly got quite a bit of pace on him, and he works very hard. And
it's important to note as well that the wingers have had no space under the Postecoglou tactic. They had no space, and it was great to see Hudson-Odoi having more space to do damage last night, because you're getting the ball forward quickly. So I think we've got a lot of great options on the wing. And we shouldn't really look too hard at how they did under Postecoglou, because it wasn't good at a good time for any of them, really. Probably the best right-wing performance I've seen this season is when Hutchison came on as a substitute against Sunderland, because he put in about 5 or 6 deadly crosses in the space of 15 minutes. So I personally would like to see him start. He's not in contention for the Europa League campaign, so I would like to see him getting minutes in the league games.
So shall we move on to the Bournemouth game, because obviously they're our bogey team. They've been our bogey team since we were in the Championship. Go on.
I just want to ask you boys on Hudson-Odoi. I thought he was the most threatening looking player.
Yeah.
But I'd be lying if I said he didn't piss me off when he should have scored or squared it across when we were 3-on-1.
That one where he went past about 4 players in the box. Yeah. And he was going, shoot.
He had a shot that was blocked outstandingly by their defender, and I think you should give their defender credit for an amazing point.
But that's the one where the defender got it with his toe.
Yeah,
he was 3-on-1. He was 3-on-1.
Yeah.
Wolfie, you're talking about a different one. You're talking about one where Bednarek stopped it. I'm
that one.
Rob. I'm talking about one where it was a crowded box and it it took a deflection and looped over the goalkeeper. That was unlucky. That was a great block. So it was different. But that one did annoy me as well, Wolfie. That one did annoy me. Sorry.
As soon as I think as soon as Cho gets another goal again, his confidence will build and he'll start putting him in the back.
I still think he's the best finisher. I still think he's the best finisher out of a club, and you get him in those positions where he can have. He had the first shot, didn't he? Yes, it was. He cut in. Yes, it was telegraphed, and it was probably an easy save for the goalkeeper. That built his confidence, and he did go into the game.
I'd rather players take a chance and shoot and miss than not take a chance at all.
I still think he cuts in too often. I still think he needs to vary his game more and go more on the outside.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't agree that players should just shoot for the sake of shooting. Because again, Anderson had a couple of shots that were woeful. Again,
that may have come from the manager. I thought that was fine. Like, have some shots, try and get some confidence.
I just think
with
with Hudson-Odoi, I'd like to see him whip it into the other corner. Sometimes I feel that the keeper, as soon as they see him cut in, they know he's going for the top left. And almost take a half step. If he just whips it into the other corner every now and again, even if he doesn't score, it just keeps the keeper guessing rather than feeling more comfortable.
Don't you feel that, obviously, it was European club last night, so they won't be quite as familiar with us as Premier League clubs. And Premier League clubs certainly seem to have sussed that inside move out. They definitely put an extra defender there for when he cuts in. Whereas Porto were perhaps less aware of that, so it gave him the opportunity to do it a bit more.
Yeah.
Do you feel he'd be better suited on the right?
It was his cross that led to the penalty, wasn't it? So he was influential in other ways, not just his shooting yesterday.
Yeah, he was definitely good yesterday. He was like, I think the biggest threat was coming from him. I just feel like
he's a talented player. We know that. He just hasn't been doing it.
Yeah, but is he a bit streaky? Is he a bit streaky? Do you know what I mean? Like once he gets the goal, I feel like he'll get 2 or 3
maybe
in the next 4 or 5 games.
You know, some of our best players are streaky. You know.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it is, if you got a player that's streaky like that, when his streak comes to an end and it's obvious, we've got other good players to bring in, which we didn't have before.
Was he carrying an injury for the last third of last season? Because I feel like he lost his way.
He did have some sort of ongoing issue.
That goal he scored against Man City, I feel like he didn't really do much after that. He lost his way and he was carrying an injury, and there was just no backup for him. But I want to see
no backup. Yeah,
I want to see more performances.
The good thing about our players though is a lot of them are young and they can be coached and they can carry on improving. Like they're only going to get better. So
but I'm hoping that if we hit these,
I'm a happy clapper, Jonathan. I'm a happy clapper.
We're happy, but why do people think we're not happy?
I don't know. People
if we continue to hit these quick transitions, which is like Nuno Ball Mark II, which is what Dyche is going for, then I'm hoping we're going to see a lot more of Hudson-Odoi with his chest out, absolutely terrorizing defenses like the player that we know he is. And I think he did go off in the end of last season. That was mainly due to injury and just being utterly tired out. And now he doesn't have to be overplayed and overused because we've got a couple of other people that can play there. Hutchinson and Doy can both play that position.
I think.
Sorry, back to my point about what changes you'd make for this weekend. It would be in the wide positions that I'd be looking to make any changes. I'd keep Jesus up front and I'd keep the rest of the midfield the way it is. It's maybe a Hudson-Odoi that I'd switch out and a Ndoye. So what do you guys reckon? Would you make wholesale changes for the Bournemouth game? Because
I wouldn't know.
I want some stability.
I've had Savona in for Nico and Nico.
You guys want me to bring up the pitch board here for this?
Yeah.
Okay, shall we announce can you just results of the poll? Because I'm quite pleased. I'm quite happy with it.
Have they said you?
Ben, can you just bring up this? Can you run through the super chats? Let me just get the.
Yeah, I'll run through the super chats. So Frederick T with the 65 Swedish krona says, "No one is a prophet in their own hometown. I hope Dyche gets the support of all you fans. Come on, you Reds."
He certainly will at the matches. Absolutely.
Jason Taylor, member of 7 months. Thanks, Jason. Stuart Quinn says Dyche.
A little enthusiasm in it, man. Like
what in the super chat?
And then we've got this person saying,
I haven't opened my.
Oh my god, man! It's like they're freaking trolling you or something.
I haven't opened my bottle of WKD yet. Okay, James Bensley says, I think we all have to wait.
Well, you just ignored Stuart's one, man. What are you doing?
I've read Stuart's down, man. Dyche, Bone and Stone, Forest.
And my brother wants to know why you drink a drink that's for 12-year-old girls.
Fuck off. This ain't for 12-year-old girls. It's just fucking £7, mate.
Mate, I'm Muslim and I know that's for young girls.
Actually, it's not. It's fine. It's like £5.30.
Anyway, carry on.
Poison Soup, respect. Member for 12 months. Nice one, Poison. Poison's always in the Discord chatting shit. Jason Taylor with £2 says, will we get a set piece couch now? Maybe you can have my couch. I'm probably going to put it on eBay next week.
I've got 2 couches available.
Sure.
Free.
Wone is spectacular. Wone was spectacular at set pieces, so I'd give that job to Ian Wone. Curtis Jones with the $2 says, checking in, gotta go. FC UK Dyche, stay strong. Is Curtis not a Forest fan? Because I say up the Dyche. I think he's the next Brian Clough. I'm not sure what Curtis is on about there. James Bensley with the £1. Thank you, Mr. Bensley. And Tomster says, oh God, we've got way more. I bet fucking I'll be reading these forever.
Yeah, of course. Manager, isn't he?
Stop swearing, bro. Just talk.
Yeah, right. Okay. I say Edu out, Dyche in. We've got so many super chats, man. Nella Don, 36 months. Thank you very much. The man himself, Andrew Sharpie, says with the £5 says our win rate this season is 12.5%.
I'm sure that's from last week. That's from
this is from last week's score.
Bro, you're going into last week's stuff.
You're going in cycles,
sorry, Sharky. Yeah, well, just to let you know, Sean Dyche's win rate is 100%. So,
okay, you're literally going the wrong way.
You
know, last week when I said he was
I've got no idea.
eloquent young man,
it ain't easy being host, Ben. It ain't easy being host.
I don't. Why is it showing me super chats from last week?
Poison Soup, big up to you for the £2. He goes, who's shouting you Crypto's cornflakes tonight? You okay, bro?
Earlier, I can't even remember his name.
I'm sure he gets that every week.
Exactly. Shout out to you, Andy with the 199. He goes, Wolfie, you missing Ange yet? I just need to look in the mirror, bro. I'm all good. Thank you for the 199. Dazza with the 199. He goes, was pleasantly surprised last night. It's very nice.
Yeah, it was very good. It was very good.
I like that. Big up to you, Daz. And Owen with the €2 says, just added to Crypto's super chats. Now, privileges revoked, Owen, man. I was taking way too long.
I should have read it in an Australian accent.
Shout out to you. And Phil with the £2 goes, watch the blood pressure. I think he's referring to you there, Ben. Guys, please make sure you've hit the like. Make sure you subscribed as well. All right, we're going to quickly touch on the bogey game, man. The game that I am not looking forward to. So, who was doing their team? Let's get this team sheet up. Who wanted to go first?
Go on, let me go.
I'll go first. I'll go
first.
Right, so put Williams on the left.
Okay.
Savona on the right. Oh, you got to do them all individually like that. Can't you move them?
Do you want to do it?
No.
Do you want to be host?
Can you take Morato out, please?
Okay, whose team am I doing?
I know you look like Ange Postecoglou, but we don't want Morato in the team, please.
Right,
okay,
in the middle, Louise and Anderson, obviously.
Okay.
Then it'll be Gibbs-White. Let's have Ndoye on one side and Cho on the other.
Same way around.
And Igor Jesus up front.
That's the same team. Would you not put Hutchinson on the right?
Same team except for Zinchenko out, Savona in. Correct.
You can't drop
say that then.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Injured,
I think
mate.
the only bone of contention is going to be the wingers. Now, Ndoye and Hudson-Odoi have just played.
Wait. Chat, just quickly, out of 10, are you liking Ant's team or not? Just get a little 0
I didn't actually think about it. I just said it.
Well, they've both just played a full 90 in which they both worked very hard.
Oh, wow. And how old are they? 24 and 23.
Oh my God! What's wrong with you people? Right, 3 days
every week.
3 days between the games.
Played 90 minutes.
All right, Rob.
Go on, Rob. I'll be quiet. I promise.
If we were going to rotate, I would suggest it would be the wingers. That's the only thing I would rotate. Chris Wood's not available. Maybe start Jesus again because we haven't really seen what Kalimuendo can do yet, and maybe this isn't the game to try him out. So I think we're almost all going to agree on the back seven, as it were. I would just like to see Hutchinson and Bakwa, both of them.
I wouldn't mind that.
Backwards injured, all right. Well, in that case, maybe Ndoye on the left, and then bring Hudson-Odoi on about 60 minutes, and then put Hutchinson on the right.
Are you crazy? Are you crazy? The other way round. You start Hudson-Odoi, and you take Ndoye off and put Hutchinson on the right.
Any combination of those three players. I want to see the other.
Wait, hold on, Rob. Just give me a starting 11. Which wingers?
Right, I don't even mind which way it's around, but I would start probably with Ndoye and Hutchinson.
Ndoye and Hutchinson.
So he's taking Hudson-Odoi off for Hutchinson.
Yeah, mainly because I think that Ndoye is somewhat better defensively, and it is a tricky fixture.
Okay, chat, give that out of 10. Quick, 0 to 10 in there. Basically, he's changed one player.
You don't know what he's talking about.
Creative. Gunners.
Okay, back seven exactly as the guys have said. I wouldn't change, or was that? Yeah, back seven. Keep that as it is. And my changes would be I'd actually put Gibbs-White on the right and bring McAtee in the middle, and I'd have Hutchinson on the left, and I'd leave Jesus up front.
No.
So you're doing McAtee.
No.
McAtee in. Give him some minutes. He's going to need some minutes.
Where the fuck is he?
I'm worried he's a bit lightweight. I'm afraid to say.
And he's not in form either. He's not in form.
Oh my God.
He's not even on the list, man. He doesn't even make the list.
There you go. Right.
I do want him to see.
It might be NC.
I do want
to
see
him. Yeah, I've had to write his name all summer, and now I can't remember it. There you go. Sorry.
The problem is that when McAtee was playing for Man City, he was playing in cup fixtures against vastly inferior teams while being surrounded by megastars, right? I don't think he's necessarily the guy to help us dig out a result at Bournemouth. I think he's been getting pushed off the ball too easily, and he's a bit accident prone. I do want us to get our value for money out of him, but I don't think this is necessarily the fixture for him.
You lot are all wrong. That's all I'm saying.
Give you ratings.
Well, chat, give Ez's team a rating out of 10. So far, I feel like
we'll have to do a poll because no one's
given about an 8 or so on average to Ants and Rob's team. Go on, Ben. What are you saying?
We'll settle for that, won't we, Rob? We'll settle for 8.
So, for me, it's quite simple. I think you stick with the best team, and I think the best team at the moment is Cho on the left. Basically the same team that played the second half yesterday, but with Hutchinson for Ndoye. So Hutchinson on the right, Gibbs-White in the 10. Obviously, if Bakwa was fit, I would put Bakwa on the right, but he's not. So I'll put Hutchinson there instead and MGW in the middle.
Can I ask a question? How different are Bournemouth to the side that turned us over 5-0 in this fixture last season?
They're a lot better.
Well, Dango's gone. Whatever his name is, Dango went to Brentford, didn't he?
That's what I'm fucking saying, man. That team.
I'm not the gunner guy. Be a bit more polite.
That team there.
WKD.
Oh my God! I've been interrupted by Rob about 5 fucking times. That team there is our best. That team there is our best starting 11, apart from Bakwa not being fit. I think that's a fantastic team, and I think we'll slap Bournemouth with that team.
I think.
There you go.
Who gets drunk on WKD?
I haven't even started drinking it yet.
Mate, he's getting drunk on the fumes.
You don't need it.
I'm getting drunk on Gunner's piss things.
Oh, stop giving him airtime. Move on.
Okay, chat, get your predictions in. This is really derailing. Get your predictions in. Forest versus Bournemouth. We're away. Oh, we're away as well. For God's sake. Why can't we be playing like Burnley at home tomorrow on Sunday? Majority of you have voted for a draw. About 48% of you are voting for a draw. There's a poll if you want to do it. Win 42% and lost 10%. I remind everyone, I think it's 2014 or 2015, the last time we beat them.
Guess what? I voted for win.
We're gonna win. 100% we'll win.
And I never do that.
1-0 off a corner.
Wait, is this true? Zinchenko's injured till after Christmas. That wishful thinking. I'm not saying I want anyone to be injured. Has he done a presser today, by the way?
What, Zinchenko? I don't think so.
Not him, man. Dyche.
Yeah, I think he has, yeah.
Big up, Timmy boy. Hope you're well.
No,
Good to see
he
you.
says Zinchenko is like that for Sunday. So
Really?
yes. Yeah.
When you say like that, is it more like that or more like that?
No, he says it's touch and go. Touch and go is what he said.
Wait, when
I
the hell
would've
did he
thought
do his
he was touch
presser?
and go,
I missed his presser.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it, but he will have done it, won't he? Unless it was after the match.
What day is it?
It might have been
Friday,
after,
yeah.
it might have been after the match.
I haven't seen his
Wait,
presser
Ant,
today.
he said touch and go over Chris Wood. Are you getting muddled here? And that was before the
Yeah.
Porto game.
Yeah, I've not seen the presser today. Has anyone else?
Chat, has he done his presser? Wolfie, I stood up for you on X, bro, and shouted out GOR. Big up to you, Tim. I wouldn't waste your time on X, bro. You're arguing with 12-year-olds.
Alexander Zinchenko is touch and go to take on the Cherries after being forced off with an injury on Thursday night.
Why?
Fellow
I wouldn't
Fulham,
risk
I know
him.
he
Let
knows
him
long-term
recover
match.
fully. Give him like a month. He just needs a month just to make sure he
No,
doesn't want a
listen, no,
reoccurring injury.
To be fair, even if he recovers, I don't think he should be starting. So
What? What? How can you say that if you left the stream?
Because we've got a midfield that we've already spoken about that doesn't need Zinchenko in there, and he's not a defender.
Right.
How difficult
I
to understand is
thought he
that?
was a Champions League winner, though.
I feel
He
like
is.
Ants. Have you noticed how Ants trying to shift his Zinchenko
I know,
now
yeah.
No, I'm
away
not.
from what it
I'm
was?
trying to.
More in line with what I've been saying.
I've always said he's an awful defender, and you shouldn't judge him on his defensive lack of capability.
Okay, you have said that. Okay, I hear that. But every single time I score him low, I get a call from Ant that evening.
I know, but you do go. There is a bit, and I understand why. There's no criticism implied. You do have a kind of little bit of dislike of the
100%.
guy that maybe.
I think he's a prick, but I'm still going to judge what I see on the pitch.
No,
man.
you're not. You can't. That's it. Nobody's that perfect. Nobody's that perfect.
I am
If I
so
hate a player-
objective on my player ratings. I never favor any of the players that I like at all.
No, you fibber.
Excuse me.
I was critical of Douglas Luiz last night, bro.
You gave Sangare a 7. You gave Sangare a 7. He came on the 93rd minute. You gave him a 7 out of 10.
Right,
And he played fantastic for 6 minutes.
Do you not have the clip of where Ant rage quit? on the last floor?
Yes.
I actually didn't see Sangare. Them bloody sunglasses are so freaking blinding me, man. I couldn't wear my glasses.
I'm not in love with Zinchenko. I'll tell you something about Zinchenko. He's on. My brother have got a list of players who've got faces that need to be slapped, and trust me, Zinchenko is very high on that list.
Right, I'm not joining in the hate campaign against Zinchenko. I think we should remember that he's played in a Champions League final and he's surely got something to offer. So I'm not joining in with this.
No.
I don't understand it. I don't understand why you're all getting on his back.
Rob,
I hope he recovers from injury and he really delivers in a Forest shirt.
Rob, me and you could beat him in a foot race.
I could beat him. I could beat him
on the turn.
I actually don't think that's true.
You know what I do like about him?
Someone call up Zinchenko and tell him me and Rob will race him.
Even with his injury.
Exactly. Maybe if he's injured, but otherwise, no.
Leeds have scored.
Let me say one thing in his defense.
Yeah, well, you've got out and babbled. All right, Ant is really desperate to watch this game. I don't know why. All right,
let me
score
just say
predictions, chat.
Before you go, let me say one thing in Zinchenko's defense. I do like that we can do in swing and left corners from the right when he's playing because he does have.
Yeah, his corners were decent. Yeah,
and we haven't got that now.
Who was taking the corners last night?
Zinchenko.
No, Luis and Zinchenko.
Well.
Yeah, beautiful corners. There were a lot of good corners last night. But
he's just beautiful. Full stop, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's magnificent.
I get a Felipe vibe.
We hoped he'd be, and you can't say better than that, can you?
We do. I agree with one of the comments earlier, but we do. we do have to manage his minutes, but he has to start every game. He has to. You know, you can take him off after an hour or whatever, but he has to start for me.
There's some more super chats before we finish.
It's 1-1. What? Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm derailed here. There's some more super chats. All right. Big up to Darren with 199. He goes, win at Bournemouth's ground would be awesome. Well, there's been a bit of wind. Have you not seen the little mini storms over the last couple of days? So let's check in on their roof. You know what I'm saying? Let's just check that the game doesn't get called off. So if you're traveling down, make sure you get a roof update. Big up to you, Darren. Shout out to Curtis with the $2. He goes, agree with one from Crypto. Stop
100%.
Semenyo, we can win.
I don't think I said that. I agree. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
I was thinking, when did Ben say that?
Get Nico on him. Get Nico on him. He'll be all right.
Nico Williams is
Nico can cope. Nico can cope with anyone.
And Darren with 199 says 3-1 to Forest.
I think we keep a clean sheet again.
Let's do the score predictions then. Ez, what are you saying?
Not in the anything really, but if we can get us a result from a bogey team, mate.
What do you want to be? Anything, really?
Nearly made me choke.
A result from a bogey team, and I'm more on board. But yeah, I think we can get a draw out of it. It'll be a boring 0-0, and I would 100% take that right now, especially with our record against them. So yeah, if he can block out, not a low block, but certainly frustrate the fan base and negate their attacking threat, then we can come away with something. So I'll go with a boring 0-0 draw, and I'd be more than happy with that. Someone else cheer us up.
I want us to do to Bournemouth what Sunderland did to us, right? Bournemouth are flying at the moment, and I think that we've got exactly the manager to stifle them. So I'm going to go for 1-0 to us off a set piece.
Okay, Ben?
I mean, I don't really like agreeing with Rob, but I was going to go 1-0 to Forest as well. So I'll say 1-0 to Forest in open play.
And I was going to say 1-0 to Forest, and I never normally do this.
It's a penalty.
You can't predict who's going to score. That's a stupid thing. But I'm going to do it. Douglas Luiz from a free kick.
Ooh,
what, a direct free kick?
Yes. Direct free kick.
So I never have to message Jesse Lingard's crappy free kick against Blackburn ever again.
And if that does happen, Sean Dyche is a genius.
You should already be dashing, Nicky. No.
If that happens, Ant's going to say he claimed it, and the only reason it happened was because he predicted it. It had nothing to do with the players, nothing to do with the managers. All right, who should we send you over to? Joe and Jason Lawless are doing the watch along.
Oh, both good watchers. Both good.
Yeah. You know what? West Ham are losing.
It's been the funniest watch because they're
losing.
Already.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. We're gonna send you over to West Ham Fan TV. Spam in their chap going down. It's gonna vex them. So spam in their chat.
They will agree though.
Wait, is it 1-1?
No, is it?
I don't know. People trolling.
No idea.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna send you over there. Going down. Make sure you spam that in there. I'm back tomorrow morning with my preview for the Bournemouth game. Let's see how this one goes. Thank you for watching. Hit the like, subscribe, and let Jason Lawless know they're going down. Come on, you Reds.
Come on, you Reds.
You Reds.